Hello, it's what date is it? 23rd of March, 2022. Welcome everybody to weekly SIG Node CI subgroup. We have quite a few items on agenda, and then we'll go to regular triage. First, no, but he cannot join. So yesterday there was a pull request that changed the added the new registry into the list. Unfortunately, this pull request broke many CI jobs, and when I was filling up that table, it wasn't clear whether this job crashed something or like so. Maybe we need to refill it a couple of days later. The reason for breakage is this version 2 here, but there are still version 1 style configuration here and here. So yeah, that's why it broke. But there is a like fixed PR already merged, I think. Yeah, so fixed PR is merged. Hopefully many jobs will get back to green. But the main idea here is to let everybody know that we will be switching to registry Kubernetes IO. Right now it's just a redirector to a GCR registry. In future it will be smarter. It will likely be like different for different clouds. So like we'll have some other smartness built into that. And it's, in general, it's great that it's not GCR name any longer. So yeah, we're moving towards better future. Yeah, any questions about this item? The next one is Mike. Mike, up.
Sure. So this was a not relatively old failure. I need a review on this change. Basically, after trying to run it, and I was able to reproduce the flakiness on this failure. Basically, the Ubuntu swap job was failing due to some conditions not met. I kept trying it, and the failure was the same. And there was a fix on the Fedoras. If you open the second issue. So there was a similar failure on the job bot with Fedora, and this was fixed. You can go to the test grid, and it should be green now. The failure was on the stats summary test, and this is now passing.
Yeah, there's no failures.
So I tried running this on the Ubuntu one. There was some failures with the timings. I just increased the timeout, and it works now. And the time differences were like very, very small, just a couple of seconds. So these additional minutes should be enough.
So it's a little bit over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 seconds more.
Wow. Okay. Yes, our CI is very slow. Is it much faster on your local machine?
No, it took enough time. I mean, in my local machine it was failing as well. I increased the timeout and just a couple of seconds, and it worked. We can leave 1 minute more.
Okay.
Shouldn't be an issue.
Finally, I hope it will fix it, and we'll forget about this for some time at least.
Yeah, the fix also was in another PR. I didn't submit this one, and I'm not sure of the exact details of this. But this is just to make it work again.
Cool. Thank you. Any more topics for the day for agenda before we go to triage? Okay, then let's go through. Yeah, I don't even know whether we need to go through that because many tests started failing because of config change. Oh yeah, actually, this one is interesting. I'm not sure whether this where is this coming from. So on SIG Node critical tab, there is now like this kube test 2 that now failing. I think it's also failing because of yeah. Let's just wait for this image config to propagate, and then we'll revisit this test grid again. Maybe next time it will be better because like you start failing on things like that never failed before. like this one, pre-submits, started failing, and new failures on this tab for sure. And yeah, anyway, yeah, this one started failing. It also likely because of containerd. So yeah, let's skip maybe for this week and go directly to board. We have 18 items to triage today. Okay, open them all.
I think I added 3 more issues that were flakes.
Okay. Okay, this is center thieves.
Someone, I guess, is trying to do a migration, but we don't know if it works yet. So I think I agree with Dims.
Okay. Anybody wants to watch for that? No, no takers. Okay.
We can probably get to it when we get to it.
Yeah, Dims probably will watch for it, but yeah, we need to help. Let's see.
So why does this need a separate CI job? Is it because there are like public credential provider binaries that need to get downloaded or something? And if so, why is this owned by Node and not like cloud provider?
So this is testing integration of kubelet with credential provider.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, it's got the specifically got the feature gates turned off.
Yeah. Yeah, they want feature gates to turn off, and actually not like all other tests wouldn't mind this feature gate turn off because nobody uses this. No tests are using credential provider except maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, like is this just a default that we could add to the configs or something? I mean, I guess we can test it on this job first and then add it later to the others.
What does it run? So you have an opinion. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, you can assign it to me.
It's already on me, but yeah. Thank you. Start summary check. Okay, this is we just approved, right? Yes. Bot is awfully slow today. Without terminate containers versus provider. David, do you know anything about it? Okay, this is some test. Mostly unit tests.
Yeah, I'm not super aware of this one.
I took a look at it, and it I LGTM'd it, but
so I will remove it from this tab because it's probably product fix. And yeah, so already have a LGTM.
This is only for the C advisor stats provider, not the CRI stats provider. Is that accurate?
yeah.
Peter? Okay.
Okay. Okay, this is promotion to conformance. We need.
I think we're just waiting on conformance approvers for this.
Oh, we move it to maybe even done from our side.
So I think this got added and then reverted because it was panicking.
Is it test related? We can, yeah, we can move it.
Yeah, this isn't
archive
like
it from this
specifically
board and-
test related.
Okay. Server-side field validation support. Yeah, the same as product. Okay. Yeah, it's very broad. I don't think it's belong to our group. Yeah, this is a new issue I filed. I think David added this skipper logic here, and now the I didn't put a link to test grid. So now this test constantly being skipped. Missed. I think it's under kubelet features. Maybe continuity. Yeah, now runtime class is constantly skipped. So the skip logic was introduced to not run the test when test handler wasn't pre-installed on the machine, and I think it's checks for provider being GCE. So I think this logic is faulty, and we need to do something about it.
Okay.
We don't want to skip this test all the time.
Gotcha. Thanks for catching this. Yeah, I guess maybe the provider's not set correctly or something like that.
Yeah,
Not
maybe
sure.
not a node or like not on
Yeah.
test. Okay. Do you want me to assign to you, David, or can you work on that?
Yeah, it sounds me about. I can take a look at it maybe when I have a little bit more time. By page, yeah.
Okay. It's yeah, it's a bug for GC that we tracking. Huh. I wonder whether we have another one for that. Running test. Okay, I will ask Varsha what's happening. Cryo.
I just approved that one.
Okay. NPD test. Okay, I'll take a look. Okay, it's already sent to me. So through. Add preset use new registry. So this new registry label. Yeah, I can take a look. Oh, it's in cryo folder. Oh, it's part of that as a PR. I can try to take a look and see what's going on. Why do you need container D infra container? Cryo folder. Yes. Ilana, do you want to take a look at this? Do you have any particular knowledge about this
I
folder?
do not. Oh, is this for the, yeah, this is for the registry.k8s.io migration. I would have to, I mean, you can assign it to me. I'll try to figure out what's going on here with Arno.
Currently, Hood.
You can assign this to me. This is an end-to-end test that I wrote, and the last time somebody approved a fix to this, they broke the test. So I want to make sure that I review so they don't accidentally do that again.
Oh, it's already assigned to both of us.
Well, it just pinged us for
It's
a
a C,
review. Can you
okay.
assign it to me?
Yeah.
Because otherwise I won't see it.
Let's try serial pro job. Okay, work in progress. Okay, it's fine. Some deflake. Okay, somebody already assigned. Yes, you can just move to disapprove. Okay, I think our what's happening? Oh, you just created it? Oh, 6 days ago. What?
I
So I
did
didn't
not
click
just
on it.
create it. Yeah, it just didn't
Yeah.
get pulled onto the board.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't checked it since I created this, but I assume that it's probably still flaking in test grid.
Okay. Do you just want to do, or you want to
I think that Peter was looking at this one, maybe. Peter, you're here, right? Do you have an update?
No, I don't. I think we've just been focusing on getting the serial jobs in general working.
Okay. So this one,
Yeah, what's happening with this one is that the pods, basically it relies on there being a certain number of pods on the node in the serial end-to-end test, like in order to schedule the right number of pods in order for the test to work. And the problem is it seems to keep changing how many pods that are like just system pods are hanging around on the node requesting like CPU. So previously we were having an issue where sometimes pods would be requesting 50 millicPUs. So like, fine, we changed it. And now we're seeing that sometimes there's like 100 millicPUs of pods or 150 hanging around on the node. And it's like, Where are these system pods coming from? I don't know. They didn't used to be there, but now they're there. Is this an issue with like system pods not tearing down properly or some other accounting issue on the node? I don't know. But that seems to be why this one occasionally flakes. It'll never schedule the pod because there's not enough space for it. So I feel like if, I think it's Zach here is tweaking timeouts, that's not going to fix it.
Yeah, so it seems there is a PR for that.
Yeah, that's the one that you assigned to me.
Yeah.
I suspect that what is suggested in that PR won't actually work here, but.
Okay. Stopped working. Pod should run through the lifecycle of pod and pod stuff. Was it failing before?
One
Maybe 3
failing. You might
times.
want to make the size like ultra compact or something. So then you don't have to scroll or scroll as much.
Yeah, just 3 failures, maybe 5. Oh, okay, so the request is to rewrite, to not rely on events.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a confirmed flake given how often it's flaked, but it's unclear what the issue is. Like, I would say that's enough flakes for a job to not be green. So that would show up as flaky on like a summary.
Conformance. See,
Yeah, especially if it's a conformance job, because that was green before. So, and it seems to think, or this person seems to think that it started failing after a particular PR was merged. So,
okay.
oh, if it's a conformance test, sorry, this is jiggering something in my brain. Conformance tests aren't supposed to rely on events.
Yeah, that's I understand that, but I think it's
So,
common refactoring. Okay.
yeah, we need to figure that out because I think that that was a mistake made at some point.
Couple more. I think this needs to be moved out. And this one we just discussed.
That's right.
I just need to move it out of triage to the review. Okay. Yeah, if you need approval, we need to take a look. Yeah, I suggest we move to bug triage unless there is more. Oh, by the way, I wanted to update on this performance flake. Discussed this performance thingy yesterday, and I started looking into timestamps and like what happened. I didn't find anything, and now it's green again. Like same again. You can look at performance really quick and double check on that. It was a minor. You see this minor like annoyance happened, and then everything back to normal.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, same with
It could have
memory.
also been like a knock-on effect of some other SIG doing something and then reverting it.
I didn't find anything suspicious, so it may be some infra problem of
I saw a
service.
crash PR put in that fixed a in the or not a noom, but a core and kubelet.
3 weeks back.
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks back.
Yeah, if it was a crash, then it may explain some differences. Okay, yeah, maybe I just didn't see that. Thank you. Anyway, it's back to normal. Hey. Okay, we're going to bug triage. If you here for just for tests, you can bail out. Get into bugs. I think we have more bugs here. Okay, just 6.
I feel like talked about this last week. Why are we getting so many bugs about time changing like this? What are people doing to time? Time is linear. It goes
computer.
forward, it doesn't go backwards. I think maybe somebody suggested a blog post or something like that to do this. Like, I don't understand why we're getting so many bugs saying like, by the way, I set my kubelet back like 2 days in the past and then it stopped working. Like, that's not a thing you should do.
I think the claim is that even 1 minute should be enough to cause some problems.
Is 1 minute enough to cause problems?
Yeah, at least I saw the comment in one of the bugs. Jump forward the cluster time by
Yeah,
1
this is
day.
1
Yeah,
day.
this 1 day. Yeah.
Also, like
Briefly become not
they
ready.
briefly become not ready and then they become ready again. Like, come on, that's expected behavior. I would say close this. This isn't a bug. Node should not remain ready if you do weird things with time. This is not supported.
Yeah, I think Matthias told the scenario last week about Raspberry Pi that loses connection and just stays in time.
Yeah, but like, do you expect your cluster to stay ready? Like, that doesn't seem like a reasonable expectation to me. Like, if time is not being maintained. Danielle, were you here last week when we talked about these?
No.
We have a bunch of contributors filing bugs being like, I changed the time on a kubelet like by a day, and then my kubelet went not ready, or like something weird happened. And I'm like, that's not supported. Why are you doing that?
I mean, like, no software that relies on wall time actually handles you changing time underneath it.
Yeah, like I think that, I mean, maybe we should like make an update to our doc saying that this isn't supported, but like,
no, just
yeah, don't do that. Yeah. But the thing that I'm like mildly concerned about is like, we're suddenly getting this onslaught of bugs being like, I changed the time of my kubelet and it didn't work and this is a bug. And like, I don't know if there was like a blog post or something like suggesting that you do this, that we should like maybe say don't do this to or something. But like, this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th bug I've seen saying like, I changed the kubelet time wall clock on the node by like a large amount, like a day, and then it didn't work properly. And it's like, that's not supported.
why would
I don't know why people are doing this.
I'm so confused.
Mike says in the chat, time is a hoax. I agree,
mean,
but like,
time is a lie.
linear time moves forward. You can't just like change the time like that of a single component in a distributed system and expect it to work. That's just not how these things work.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, the behavior as described makes perfect sense. And that, yes, this is how I would expect.
This is what I
to
expect it to do. Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, in this case, side effect is minimal. So kubelet like gets itself back on track. So this is great. I think
mean, yeah,
yeah.
because doesn't it have a thing that like checks some heartbeat time if it's further away ago than something? Something's wrong. I'm not ready. Oh, that thing updated because it was time that changed. Now we're good.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a surprise for me that we even recovered in this case. In other case that somebody else posted that we discussed last week, it was time changing backwards, and in that case, some ordering of pods somehow like is broken, and because of that, we like kubelet relies on this ordering to do some like I don't remember what was that in this bug, but this ordering basically led to unrecoverable error for kubelet. And they claim that it's even happened with 1 minute shift back, which can be legit a change. But yeah, we probably need to get back to that bug and understand what's going on. But yeah, this time forward and recovering, it's fine. And for time forward, last week, Matthias gave example of Raspberry Pi that loses battery and then recovers. But in this case, I would expect a simple restart of kubelet should restore everything.
And I think in a lot of these cases, the kubelet restart is fixing it. So they're just like, why did I have to do that? It's like, well, because it's not supported.
Yeah, just self-accept. Memory leak. So 120 still supported, right? Barely.
Oh, my favorite bugs.
Given the version here, there was this iNotify dependency that we upgraded in a bunch of versions, but not, I don't know if we backported it back to 120. I think we didn't. Or if we did, it was recent. Like, I think, Ryan, do you remember what's going on with this?
Yeah, I don't think we backported it to 120 because it's too old.
Yeah, I think 120 is out of support is the issue. I'm pretty sure this is that iNotify memory leak, and I think that it's just not going to get fixed in 120.
I spent last week debugging something in 120.7 for sad reasons. And like it turned out to be something in C-Advisor. Like C-Advisor was just like leaking go routines and never terminating stuff, and couldn't repro it on anything newer.
I mean, C-Advisor will use a lot of memory and CPU if you let it, but that's typically on like...
Oh, there were 10,000 blocked C-Advisor go routines.
Oh boy. But that is different than potentially this thing. I linked the issue in the chat, Sergey. This was not back. I think it was backported to a bunch of supported branches, but I don't think it, yeah, it got closed because 120 is out of support. So it's, I think we can just probably close this and tell them to upgrade to a supported version.
We need a bot to reply on all the unsupported issues that your kubelet version is unsupported.
Why is this SIG apps and not SIG store? Well, I guess if it's, there might be a storage component here as well. I guess maybe let's let Windows look at this before escalating to us. Oh, and it looks like it's a Docker/containerd thing. Maybe let's unassign node and see what Windows does with it.
Yeah. Sig. Okay. External resource failed to be DNS result. I mean, why? I'm curious to try it out myself. I don't think it should be the case.
Given that Paco can't repro it, maybe let's put a needs information on it.
Mhm. Okay. I think we're done with this one, and let's from here. Did you notice GitHub was down yesterday? And today.
And today, and last week,
Okay.
it's been kind of kicking my butt for like PR review. I'm like, like submit comment, push button, and then it's like, there was a problem with your request, or you can't comment at this time, or like any number of, oh, yesterday it was super annoying because I kept commenting and the comments worked fine, but then like the hooks for CI weren't working. So I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
That sounds like that KEP that you worked on with Jack.
Yeah, it's still. Yeah, this is some math problem. I don't know, since there is no new information. Yeah, it wasn't related to this exact prop timeout.
I
It
see.
was related to some timing in math.
This is just a robot.
Yeah.
This one's now
Good morning,
stale, so
Sven.
maybe that was the change.
Yeah, stale.
Stale bot. Also went
Stale.
stale. It's sad when the latest update is just the stale bot. But that seems to be what's going on with these.
Yeah, time shifting. Okay. Okay, let's get back to
Oh,
time shift.
somebody gave
Easy to replace on latest version. 1 minute.
this
will
is
be enough
not
to trigger.
supported. It's not supported.
The 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm with you, but 1 minute makes me start thinking about it.
Well,
Yeah.
what happens when like there's a 1 minute drift? I think it's fine for a node to go not ready if there's a 1 minute drift, as long as it goes back when the time like goes back to being in coordination with the rest of the cluster. Like that seems normal for a distributed
Yeah.
system that is having a hard time coordinating time. That seems like expected behavior. Yeah, like the other one that we saw, they were shifting, I think, the time into the future, and they were finding that the node went not ready. And in this case, they're switching it into the past, and then like they're finding that they can't create a container. But like I think it recovers eventually. You can't do that. So.
NTP is good actually.
Like I've seen this sort of thing happen in like service environments when I was like running Cube as a service in various clouds, and there are sometimes weird timekeeping problems, and they do cause weird failure modes on clusters. But like you got to keep time. Like that's kind of a base assumption. So.
I mean, when those issues happen in the cloud, you can at least, kill the node and have a new one rather than suffering through weird issues.
Or just update time on the node. I mean, that's really what the sort of fundamental issue here is.
Okay, still needs information. And if there is a repro with 1 minute back and 1 minute forward, then maybe we can try to look at it. Okay, I think we're done with bug triage. We have 13 minutes back if no more topics. Okay,
I don't have
thank you,
anything.
everybody. Thank you, everybody. Bye.